you felt like like we didn't know what we were doing yet. This is it. This is where we get to prove ourselves. This is it. So we're gonna make this show now, and it begins in 3, 2, 1.
Listen, you can giggle and stink all you want, but I have a credit card, so on you.
She drank the poison that Captain Hook intended for Peter Pan.
The morning stream. That's my safety word.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the morning stream for Monday, November 9th, 2020. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett.
Yes, we were looking for Ipswich clams. The answer is Ipswich clam.
Oh, man.
God, you've got the board.
Such a bummer. Sad day for everybody. Say goodbye to our good pal. Oh, you know what? I want to play a thing, but I have to mute it, or I have to beep it in post. I don't mind doing that. So I have a...
wow, is it Alex Trebek dropping some F-bombs or something?
Yeah, it's an F-bomb, Alex Trebek F-bomb moment, which I found yesterday. And it's a rare thing, is to my understanding.
It's got to be fake. There's no way that man ever uttered...
It's real. I watched the video. It's totally real. He's super irritated because they're making him do this reread over and over of this promotion they were doing. I'll send you the whole video because it's pretty funny.
Okay, all right.
But at some point they said, hey, Alex, can you do that one more time? I'm pretty sure so-and-so is not going to like that run. And he basically just said, F him. And I have it right here. So I'm going to play this here, and then I'm going to make a mark here so I know to come bleep this later. All right, here we go.
Fuck 'em.
One more time.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, that's the swears from Alex Trebek.
It's almost like he's describing a very popular drawing tablet company.
Wacom.
I think it's pronounced Wacom, Alex.
Wacom.
It's funny, like even his F-bomb sounds like he's correcting James Holzhauer. It's great. I love it.
Always be presenting is what that guy did. But anyway, kind of a bummer. I'm just going to go ahead and make the argument that he is the greatest game show host of all time, and I don't think any others compare. As soon as I put up a little thing the other day saying, he'll be missed and this and that, somebody immediately said, oh, well, if you like misogynistic jerks, then I guess you like Alex Trebek. Why is it when everyone dies, somebody somewhere comes out of the woodwork and tells me that person was bad for some reason? And also, most of the time, not offer any kind of information about it because I've
never heard anything to that. Effect.
I haven't either. My guess is some people just want to watch the world burn, and that's what that person was doing. I don't know, but nonetheless, look at it just from this perspective. Jeopardy sets itself apart for being intelligent and deep. And not just throwaway garbage game showy stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically, they qualify their hosts, or I'm sorry, they qualify their contestants, not with, all right, who can clap their hands and cheer the loudest? I want to really see some energy coming out of you, and that's evidenced by some of the contestants that they get. Let's be honest.
Sure.
I know some of these people. I know lots of these people.
Yeah. You may have had to have dealt with these people even recently.
Even recently, as a matter of fact. And it's not like your Wheel of Fortune Thunderdome for chiclet heads. This is like academics and brainiacs and Poindexters and people who deserve to be up there. So
yeah, they deserve it. The Ken Jennings of the world. Exactly. So anyway, I personally am very bummed and don't like it. No, sir, I don't. Also, here's the other thing. The story is that he, during his initial diagnosis with stage 4 pancreatic cancer and all steps of treatment, that dude still got up every day and got it done. Whereas if I had a headache this morning, I might have called in sick. You know what I mean? Like,
all right, Brian, I've got to bump the show. I've got to.
Yeah, I don't know who the new host is going to be. We can speculate on that later, but that'll be an interesting thing to see what they do.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Jennings.
If there's anybody out there who remembers what we said when we were talking about potential Jeopardy hosts, we said, well, we don't ever want to think about when finally the cancer, finally takes Alex, or if he's able to come out from it. But whatever, we talked about potential hosts. I can't remember who we.
I don't even know. Did we even come up with one? I don't remember.
What's that?
Oh, did we even come up with one? I don't know if we did.
I thought we came up with a couple great names, and I can't remember.
Maybe we did.
Yeah.
We maybe did. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But here's what I know for sure.
What do you know for sure?
I know that they'll find someone, and it won't be Ken Jennings. That's what I know.
No, Ken Jennings is a great guy, but does not have the charisma to be a game show host.
No, and he would tell you that. Like Ken Jennings wouldn't. You know, he doesn't think he'd be host. So
yeah.
I
mean, if any of those people who were like the goats, Brad Rutter would probably be the one that's got the charisma and the energy to actually do it and pull it off.
Oh wow! If I take a river trip without Brad, am I going rudderless?
Exactly. You're going rudderless. Yes.
Okay, got it.
Brad Rutter's great.
I don't even know who that is. I guess I'm not. I mean, I like Jeopardy, but I guess I'm not like super into it as much.
Never met Alex Trebek, but I've hung out with the three guys who are the GOATs, the Ken Jennings, Brad Rutter, and James Holzhauer. I played trivia with all three of them in Vegas.
Which one's the meaner drunk? Which one of those guys just really?
The only one Ken Jennings doesn't drink.
Oh, that's right.
James Holzhauer. Boy, I don't know if you'd be able to tell if he was drunk or not. I mean, he's like such a stoic robot. Brad Rutter would be the best and the worst drunk, I think.
Wow. All right. You heard it here first, everybody.
Dude knows his Mad Men trivia.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's his specialty.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's the one show he knows everything about.
I mean, he knows a lot about everything, but but when they asked him, all right, pick your specialty, we're going to ask you 5 questions about it. It was Mad Men.
So the chat room's bouncing around this idea, and I actually think this is possible. You could see Ken Jennings or one of the other goats or all of them in some other role there, like some kind of behind the scenes. Oh, we're going to help you structure
question writers and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, we don't need them for anything else now. It's not like you've been established as the greatest players. You're done. Like you don't need to come back and do it again. Like different job, new thing. Get in there, get it done.
Exactly.
Hey, we got snow. So that's cool. It's like 30 degrees today. And it's freaking cold, and the dogs hate it. And so that's great. And it's just the kind of cold that's not a pleasant cold, if that makes any sense. It's just sharp and nasty cold right now. Mm-hmm. So winter is here, and our lockdown has continued because as of last night, I'm sitting here on my phone and talking to my sister and just texting, and then I get this. I look at my phone. Okay. Emergency alert. 9 p.m. Governor Gary Herbert. Hospitalizations and cases growth due to COVID-19 are unsustainable. Tune into local TV station around 9:30 p.m. I will address the state to announce a new state emergency, statewide mask mandate, restrictions on social gatherings, and expanded testing. After 9:30 p.m., get more information at coronavirus.utah.gov. Okay, so that's what I got.
Wow.
And everybody got it. All of us went like,
sure.
In the house. Like,
they vibrated the state of Utah.
Yeah, we really did. It's usually this, everyone thought it was like an Amber Alert or something. Not that that's no big deal, but you know what I mean? Like just, it's just another Amber Alert.
Another Amber
Another kid taken by someone and is in danger. No, but it's like I saw this and went, man. And sure enough, we tuned into it, and the governor's pissed. He's like, all right. And also some people are pissed at him because back in March, I think he just put too much faith in people and just said, I know everyone will do the right thing and mask up and we're not going to mandate it because I just know everyone in their hearts will do the right thing. Well, most of the state didn't. So now he's pissed because nobody did, and now he's having to lay it down. And part of me thinks because he's retiring this year, and we got a new governor voted in during the election, Spencer Cox.
Okay.
I just like to say his last name in a provocative way. Anyway, Spencer Cox takes over.
It'd be great if his middle name was Man.
Spencer Man Cox. But he was the lieutenant governor and is going to be in there. But part of me thinks that Gary Herbert's like, well, I'm not in anymore. Now I can finally say what I think.
Now I can piss people off. And yeah, exactly. Right.
So there's a little of that going on.
What are they going to do? Not reelect me?
Yeah. So now there's like a statewide mandate that before now there were different counties had different rules. I talked to a friend at a hospital yesterday. She said, listen to this. This is terrible. I have it right here. Sorry, I thought I had it right here. So I was going back and forth just saying, hey, what are things like on your end? And their answer to me was me not finding it. Fantastic. Well, that worked out great, and I'm glad I can't share that with you. But basically, she works in the social worker part of the world there at the hospital, and they had to convert a neonatal unit or a baby unit. What's that called? I don't know what that's called. Place where you take care of kids.
Neonatal unit, yeah.
Pediatric unit, that's it.
Pediatric ward, okay.
You had to convert that into ICU beds because they're running out. Like, it's bad. And they had to bring in a bunch of... Oh, I did tweet it. I could look at it on Twitter. Anyway, it's just... We gotta... Oh, man, you guys, we gotta do this. And there's good news today about the vaccine. Pfizer... who
90% effective is what they're saying.
That's really good to hear.
I'll take 90.
Yeah, I'll definitely take 90. So that'd be great. And let's keep going. But just I don't know, man. I'm freaking frustrated. Yeah. Part of it is because it is cold and it is snowing, and I have to camp. I don't want to camp. Anyway, what are you gonna say?
You don't want to be locked down, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't want to camp.
Whatever. That's what 2020 is. It's these freaking four walls right here is 2020 for me. Yeah. It's all I'm seeing here in this room.
Brian takes his vacations in the 3D printer room, his maker room. That's where he gets his fun. I get you.
I'm calling that the laboratory, and I'm not calling it the laboratory. It has to be pronounced the laboratory.
Yeah, laboratory. I like that.
Now I tell Tina I'm going to be working on some computers in the laboratory.
The laboratory. And the lightning goes off and everything. Fantastic.
Yeah, I want a bunch of beakers all with dry ice in them with smoke coming out and bubbling at the bottom. Bloop, bloop, bloop,
yeah,
bloop, bloop.
A little helper who's named Beaker going.
Exactly.
Brian, tell me about your trivia experience on Saturday, please.
Yeah, so Saturday afternoon, prior to Dungeons & Dragons night, where we had a great time, Saturday was, for the most part, a big trivia competition. I teased about this or talked a little bit about this on Friday with this really great tool that allows people to have a spacebar buzzer lockout system that is awesome. This thing works great. And they're using that tool with this trivia tournament brackets and stuff to kind of, do a little impromptu replacement for the annual event that usually takes place in Vegas in August. Mm-hmm. And so we all signed up. They randomly seeded teams to play against each other, and each team was guaranteed 6 games. So you would play round robin. You'd basically be put into a rundle with 3 other teams initially, and then you'd play against all the 3 other teams in your rundle to determine who plays then in the brackets and moves through. And we got pitted against Colby's team. Colby, you might remember, is a Jeopardy champion who was also on the TV show King of the Nerds on TBS years and years and years ago. Mm-hmm. Brilliant guy. We also got pitted against Yogesh Raut, another Jeopardy champion in the second game. We just
talked about him somewhere. Where were we talking about Yogesh Raut? Last night or yesterday on Film Sack or something?
We talked about him on after Film Sack or before Film Sack. It wasn't recorded, but we talked about Yogesh Raut.
I don't even remember what the context was. I guess you were telling some of this story, and that's what it was.
I was telling some of this story, yeah. So anyway, so our 3 games, 2 of which had Jeopardy champions in them. We actually beat Yogesh's team because Yogesh was having, as smart as he is on trivia, did not get his Zoom or his Discord setup working.
Oh man, see.
So he could buzz in, but he couldn't answer questions, and so we kind of lucked out with that. We won one of our 3 initial games, which put us in the consolation bracket, the second bracket.
Yeah,
and then in the consolation bracket, we handily won all three of our games there. So we ended up in the top of, and then we won our final game. So we ended up in the top of the consolation bracket. So best of the second half is what I'm going to say, how we did. But the questions, the way they ask these questions is not like your typical, what is the capital of Argentina kind of thing. It is, these are called trash style. And the trash is an acronym for like trivial recall of yeah, exactly. I can't recall what the last three letters of trash stand for, but it's somebody ham-fisted an acronym together to call it trash. But I want to give you a couple trash style questions to show you what they're like. The way they go, it's if you think about a funnel, they're basically, you're trying to get to this one answer, as you are with any trivia question. And you start with a very non-obvious clue, and then it moves to a less obvious clue and a more obvious clue and a more obvious, until you finally get to the thing that basically says the answer you're looking for is this thing that you wear on your feet and rhymes with flu kind of thing.
Oh, ding shoe.
Exactly. So I'm going to give you some sample. Oh, well done. Thank you. I'm going to give you some sample questions, and I want to see how you do. Answer as soon as you think you know it, or press your little ding sound effect.
Oh,
and I'll stop reading the question, and that's when you got to answer.
Okay, fair enough. I got it.
All right.
I'm nervous.
Question number 3.
Yeah.
In a May 2019 update to a website about this non-political action, its creator, Dylan D., quoted The Dark Knight by claiming, quote, "It isn't about the money, it's about sending a message." A woman central to the subject of this hypothetical action noted, quote, "The genocide was there. That was always going to happen," when discussing what might be different if it occurred. Many supporters of this action cited the sudden and awkward separation of Ghost from his owner. A website calling for this action opens by noting, quote, "David Benioff and D.B. Weiss have proven themselves to be woefully incompetent. Over 1.6 million people have signed a 2019 change.org petition concerning, for 10 points." There we go. Go ahead.
Okay, so I answer this by saying what I think it is, right? Like,
yes. Now you answer. Now this is where you would give
well,
me
no,
the answer.
I understand that part, but I just want to make sure I'm answering it right, like kind of like on Jeopardy, answer the question, that sort of thing.
Oh,
right?
you don't have to answer all your questions.
Okay,
Just say,
so just Game of Thrones? Is that the answer?
I need to. Let's see. Do I?
Game of Thrones season 6 or 5? It's 9, whatever it is. Where are we? 8.
8. Let's say 8.
Okay.
The remaking of Game of Thrones 8 is the answer that we were looking for. Yes.
Okay. Now I get it. Can we do another one? I want to hear another
Absolutely.
one.
Now that you know the format, now let's see how you
right.
do. But let's go.
This is how I play video games. I play until I die, and then I go, oh, okay, I get it, and then I play the video game again. That's how this works.
So now you're hearing that it's like vague, a little less vague, slightly less vague,
Yeah.
you know, and that sort of thing.
Sure.
All right. In his first day on the job, a man with this occupation described he and his coworkers hitting Sue Steinberg in the head with a champagne bottle. A woman holding this position repeatedly shouted, "Nixon now!" at a Bill Clinton inaugural ball, and now hosts a show on the Fox Business Network. A contest to find a new person with this specific occupation led to the hiring of Dave Holmes, even though Holmes lost to fellow hire Jesse Camp. Before appearing in films, Pauly Shore held this occupation. Wubba 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 was a catchphrase of a woman with this job who is known as Downtown. J.J. Jackson and Martha Quinn were among the original 5 of... Go ahead.
MTV VJs.
Exactly, yes.
Oh, this is great. I love this. This is fun, although I'm sure somebody would have gotten it before me, but like I know I'm slow.
Yeah.
I'm sure
For
I'm
sure.
slow. Yeah.
Let's give you another one.
Yeah, give me another one. I like these. This is good prep for Babble Royale, guys. This is good.
All right, question number 14. One of these 2 characters, so I'm looking for 2 characters as the answer. One of these 2 characters gives the other an item he stole from, quote, some jerk, following a bet on Contraxia. On one mission, these characters repair what appears to be an Alderson disc frozen in place. After 5 years apart, one of these characters convinces the other to leave his new home by way of the phrase, quote, "There's beer on the ship." During a discussion about their respective tragedies, one of these characters explains that while his brother is dead, he's, quote, been dead before. While suggesting a trip from Nidavellir to acquire Stormbreaker, one of these characters says of the other that, quote, "the rabbit is correct." For 10 points, unlikely...
Beep!
Go ahead.
Sorry, I forgot I was supposed to push that. The Avengers. Infinity War.
Remember, I'm looking for 2 characters here.
Oh, right. That's Thor.
Uh-huh.
And The rocket raccoon.
There you go. Thor and Rocket
Jeez
is.
Louises. This is why I'm bad. I would be bad at like pro trivia because I get really hyped up and like freaky, and then when I know the answer, my brain goes into hyper mode and I can't get it out. I would just F it all up. Brian,
Right.
that's
No,
why you gotta
totally.
have a cool head. That's cool.
Totally makes sense. Should we give you one last
Give
one?
me one more. Give me one more.
All right. Let me find a good one.
Done
let's
awaiting.
see here.
That's what that's called when I pause. Done awaiting. That's awesome.
Done awaiting. All right, here we go. A reworking of this song that changed only one line was recreated for the 2014 album Holiday. The dance duo Fats and Small created a 99 version of this song, which repeatedly references only blue talk and love. Songwriter Allie Willis absolutely hated that Maurice White added a nonsense phrase to the chorus of this song, which describes a time when, quote, our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing. Despite plenty of stories to the contrary, the time described at the start of the song was chosen because it sounded good and not as a reference to the autumnal equinox. For 10 points, name this infectious 1978 funk song by Earth, Wind, and Fire that asks if you remember the 21st night of the title month.
September.
Yes.
See, you would have gotten that like in the first line, my guess is.
Yeah, so there's like a half of the question is written in bold, the second half is written in non-bold, and if you answer within the bold part of the question, you get 15 points. If you answer within the non-bold, you get 10 points.
Oh, that's so cool.
And,
what a cool thing that is. I love this.
Yeah, and I had quite a few where I answered in the bold during the question.
Always answer in the bold, Brian. Answer in the bold.
Answer in the bold. Answer in the bold.
All right. Well, I enjoyed the hell out of that. And I also feel warmed up now because we're going to
good.
play Babble
Yes.
Royale.
Oh, yeah. You've had a warm-up. Dunaway hasn't, so
No.
this will be interesting.
No, he's just sitting around drinking whiskey in the morning and being a butthole. No, I don't know what he does in the morning. I shouldn't say that. But we're going to bring him in, and we're going to have some fun, and it's going to be great. And I know we're going to have at least a potential winner out there in the audience. So let's play. Yeah, that's right. Time for Babble Royale with Brian Dunaway, who joins us all the way from South Carolina in these states united. Hello, Brian.
Oh, is that where I'm at? Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Oh, hi. It's good to have you here.
Hi, Brian.
Yeah, how are things there? How you guys doing? You doing all right? Doing good?
Yeah, we're doing good. You know, it's a new week, and
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah. I'm with you. Are you? It's like really cold here and snowing. I'm sure it's warm there, so enjoy your weird.
Yes,
not
it's
winter.
like around 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It's kind of overcast. This is like the most uninteresting week ever so far. I don't mean to jinx myself, but you know, weather is
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's all right with me.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
I feel like
so this
we've
is
had
perfect.
a bunch of. I feel like we've had a bunch of exciting weeks.
Coming down off all the adrenaline.
Yeah. Let's have a non-exciting week. Let's have a week where very little to raise our blood pressure happens.
I agree. That'd be great. By the way, I went into when I went to my doctor's appointment, they check your blood pressure, right? Like you always do when you go in.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "You're looking pretty good, but just a slight tad on the high side." And I said, "Oh, what does that mean?" She goes, "Probably nothing, because you are the 8th of the 9 people we've had in today who have had slightly higher blood pressure." So I'm thinking like, yeah.
So either is an epidemic or their stuff is broke.
Yeah, and maybe their stuff is
Right.
broke. I wouldn't put that past them. Anyway,
Oh,
Brian,
but hey, man, I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys remember, and maybe I just remembered incorrectly, but I remember when I was younger, it used to take like forever for them to take your blood pressure. When I go in now, it's like they don't even pump it. You know, they just like it's like 5 seconds. It's like
yeah, they're better at it. It used to be a long,
Are
like,
they
drawn
better
out
at it?
thing.
Because I can't believe it. I'm like, how did you get my blood pressure and my pulse when you only was on there for like less than like 5 seconds?
Yeah.
That
I
seems
agree.
like a poor indicator of average.
I tend to agree. I don't know why it was. So mine was quick as well. It was like in and out of there with that part of it, and she just got the reading right away. There was no prolonged pressure of
Through my shirt. They
Yeah.
used like my shirt sleeve was there. They used to be like, take off your shirt. we gotta, get intimate.
Be naked.
Exactly.
And it's like,
This thing cannot feel pressure through a very thin layer of fabric.
Yep. Or
I don't
labor
know.
effect.
Maybe I don't know nothing. I don't know.
So for some reason nobody's calling and nobody wants to win anything. What's your deal, chat room? You guys are like, man, I don't want to win anything, or the system's down.
You have to pick. It's a coin flip, people. You have to pick one name.
It may be that they've called, but this thing's not. Oh, I see it ringing now. Maybe they thought somebody had already come in, but no, we have someone now. Let's find out who this is. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Norm in the chat.
Norm in the chat.
Norm. Norm.
We're supposed to say Norm when he comes in. And we'll say, how's it going, Mr. Peterson? And you say some joke about your wife. Anyway, it's good to have you here,
Set me up.
Tom Norm.
Dog eat dog world, and I'm wearing milk bone underwear.
There you go. Nailed it. Let's play this game. Brian, you want to explain how it works and what Tom could win?
I would be happy to. I'm going to give Scott and Brian a topic, and they're going to go back and forth giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win goes to the other player. Tom Norm, your job is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you're playing for a couple of Steam game prizes, courtesy of Racer 951Y. You'll get Tropico 3. Ooh. I've heard of that. I hear it's good. Yeah. And from Matthew Bach, a copy of Talisman Digital Edition. So big thanks to those guys for sending those over.
Both are awesome. Yeah. And I actually think Tropico 3 is where the series peaked. It's the best game.
I think 5 is out now on the Humble Bundle this past month. I haven't looked at it yet.
Is.
I did enjoy 3. 3. I'm with you. 3 was excellent.
That's like an island building kind of game, right? Like a civilization.
It is, except you're doing it's like SimCity, except you're trying to create a Cuba style
there you
dictatorship, oppress your people, the kind of thing, have a drug thing on the side. It's pretty.
Gotcha.
It's a wholesome game,
Yeah, real wholesome, good time.
Do I get Giancarlo Esposito at any point to do voices for this thing?
No, but if it was today, you might have today. It's too old, I guess.
All right. Well, let's get to
Malkovich.
Yeah, Malkovich.
Let's get to the quiz today, so that Tom and Norm has a way to guess who's doing what. Your topic today is going to be a muy difícil, but muy bien topic. There are 20 countries in the world that have.
Oh, really? So that's the end of the conversation? Oh, okay.
Name the 20 questions in the world.
All right.
There are 20 questions in the world where Spanish is the primary language.
20 questions in the world. Oh, you meant countries.
I'm sorry, 20 countries in the world. Did I say 20 questions?
That was weird. I was getting really confused.
Dunaway screwed me all up with his comment. There are 20 countries in the world where Spanish is the primary language.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how many you can name.
Oh, all right. This will be a good test of our international understanding.
I think it will. Mm-hmm. Tom and Norm, hearing that topic, and by the way, there's a note to everybody. If you've thought about a really good Babble Royale topic, please get it to me. Put Babble Royale in the subject line and email it to coverhill@gmail.com. I've got a few that are really, really tough, and I want to balance them out with ones that are slightly easier. So please do.
Nice.
All right. So Tom, Norm, who do you think is going to win this one, and who do you want to go first?
Well, I'm going to have Dunaway go first. I feel like Scott may repeat a country. I think this is one of those trip yourself up kind of deals.
Gotcha.
So Dunaway to go first, and Dunaway
to go first, and Dunaway to win. Okay.
Go first. All right. Double up, buddy. What do you got? Go.
All right.
All right, just going to make sure we're not going to do anything stupid, so I'm going to go ahead while I get my mulligan available. Let's go ahead and go Spain. Speak Spanish.
Spain is a good one to start with, yes. 47 million population as of 2014. Spain, primary language is Spanish.
It's where the
not Spainlish.
Not Spanish.
Real Academia Española is really.
See. All right, I'm going to say Mexico. How about that?
Mexico's another good one.
Yeah.
Academia Mexicana de la Lengua, with 120 million population.
That is many.
Mm-hmm.
Was this talking about the Cuba? So let's talk about the Cuba again.
The Cuba, or the Cuba. Academia Cubana de la Lengua. Yes, 11 million population in Cuba, and their primary language is Spanish as well.
Well, now we get into the weeds a little bit here. All right, Taylor's husband Dylan spent some time in Chile, so I'll say Chile or Chile.
Ooh,
Okay. Chile is absolutely on the list. 17 million people
Yeah.
speaking Chilean Spanish.
Okay. All right.
I've heard Obsidian speak, and he is in the Colombia area, Bogota.
He
go with-
absolutely is. And 48 million fellow Colombians
Oh, look at that.
population as of 2014 speaking Colombian Spanish.
Oh, for the record,
Colombian Spanish.
he was in Medellin, which is different than Bogota.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's see.
Right.
Argentina, I think.
Argentina sounds Spanish.
Say that. 43 million Argentinians with Academia Argentina de Letras.
Whoa.
Venezuela sounds Spanish. I'm going with Venezuela.
That's another good one. Venezuela with 28, close to 29 million population.
Okay. You know, Tom's not wrong. I'm starting to wonder what one.
Yeah, I'm starting to do the same thing too, though.
Yeah.
That's the bad part.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
we've done started goofing around.
You know what's weird is Spain is like, I'm picturing this in my head. Spain's like Spanish, right? So here's your Spain,
Right.
but they're the only ones, I think. Anyway,
You think?
there they are.
Are you sure?
I mean, in Europe, like just sitting over there in Europe being all Spanish, and then everything else is just way over here where they came with the boats and just said, we're gonna take it all, but nothing over here ever changed. It just sat there. Anyway,
Right.
it's just a weird thing. Let's go.
That was a good stall. That was a Brian Dunaway level worthy stall.
That was
I
nice. That was
I know.
that was very pleasant.
I have
It's
a
like
friend-
here's some trivia that has nothing to do with anything. Well, I think
I have a family member who spent time in Ecuador. He knows Spanish from Ecuador.
that's a good
Ecuador.
one. That's a good one.
It's a very good one to say. Sorry, I was pouring myself some coffee with Colombian beans, as a matter of fact. What did you say? You said
Ecuador.
Ecuador. Good. I didn't want to put words in your mouth. 15 million Ecuadorians speaking Academia Ecuatoriana de la Lengua.
Tom, I gotta admit,
You're running out.
I'm forgetting. No, I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting which ones we said. I got a lot of Spanish country names in my head, and I'm going through all of them, and I'm starting to realize that I feel like I've said all of them. Ooh.
Well, them's the breaks.
I don't think we mentioned. Did we mention it? Oh. Did we say Panama? Did we
I don't know.
say?
I don't know. I'm
I
not
guess
gonna
I
say
should
if we
say
said
Panama is my answer, whether somebody said it or not.
Brian, Panama
Yes.
has not yet been said, and you said it, and it's 3.6 million population.
Because that
as of
one doesn't
2014.
sound Spanish in my head.
David
all I
Lee
can
Roth
hear is
said
David
it.
Lee Roth. That's all I
Yeah.
can hear is David Lee Roth. I can't hear Spanish at all.
You didn't say
Isn't-
we can't include territories, right? These are countries.
Countries, exactly, no
All
territories.
right, so Puerto Rico's out.
That is correct.
Oh, I like how he slid that one in there. So Puerto Rico's out, right? So I mean, if I was to say that, it would be wrong. But
Oh,
if I did say it,
Hold on.
it's like the answers
I got
wouldn't
it.
pass
I got it. El
space.
Salvador.
El Salvador. Yes,
a good one.
6.1 million El Salvadorians speaking the Spanish.
Gosh, dang it. I might be tickling the bottom here. How many we got out of the total?
Oh, let's see. Out of the 20, you've got 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, we're halfway there.
You're halfway
Oh
there.
wow, really?
Feels like we're out, but okay.
That feels a little bit better because I was feeling like we'd answered more than that, and I thought maybe it was getting closer than that. I'm gonna go with. Oh God, I'm pretty sure we said that. Did I say Panama? Oh, let's see. Here.
In fact, you did.
No, Did we say the Dominican Republic? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Did Scott just say
keep
that?
asking like we're
I
going to
mean-
answer you.
Dominican Republic. That's what I'm going with.
Dominican Republic, 10 million Spanish speakers in the Dominican Republic, and that is their primary language. So, and it has not yet been said.
Okay, well. Shit. Honduras.
Honduras is good.
Wait, did we already say
Honduras.
Honduras? We need to say it. Did we?
Nope, Honduras has not yet been said.
Excellent.
You said it.
Holy Moses! Okay.
8.5 million Spanish speakers in Honduras.
Okay.
Did I say Panama?
Panama.
I definitely know the ones I said. I'm not 100% sure about the ones Scott said. So good job, Scott.
Reach down.
Him hauled
between
around
my
and
All
maybe
with that. Yeah.
Ease the seat back. Panama.
it all sounds the same to me. I didn't say it, but maybe Scott did. Argentina.
Argentina.
Don't
Scott
cry
absolutely
for
said it.
me.
Dang it.
Absolutely said
Argentina.
Yep, that was I don't know what number when he said it, but that was definitely a Scott answer.
I got it. I got you there, buddy. I did it. The funny thing is, Tom was so sure I was going to be the repeater. But
I didn't repeat the ones I said. I did repeat the one you
Right,
said.
you repeated the ones he said. So
Yeah.
here's nope, no mulligan in this one, Dice Tomato. Here are the other ones you could have said. Peru, Guatemala.
We didn't say Guatemala. We said Guatemala.
Nobody said Guatemala. Bolivia, Paraguay, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Uruguay, and Equatorial Guinea.
I
Equatorial
swear we said
Guinea?
it. All of those.
Oh,
No.
I thought, you
Except,
know what? I
except
thought
for the wedge you said was the last one you said.
Equatorial
Guinea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say that one.
I'm embarrassed
I don't know
by
what
that
is.
one because in my
What is
head,
Equatorial Guinea?
I
What does
thought that
mean?
was
I didn't-
territorial and not a country, so I feel bad. I didn't know. I also thought it was New Guinea, Equatorial New Guinea, or is New Guinea a separate thing?
Equatorial. I think it's a separate thing.
Shit.
It's the formerly the colony of Spanish Guinea. It is officially the Republic of Equatorial Guinea, but not.
I don't even know that one.
Yeah.
Now I feel stupid. Now I got to
It's
go.
the
visit
old
these
Guinea.
people.
Not
It's
to
the
be
old
confused
Guinea,
with
not the New Guinea. Yeah.
Or
Well, I
Papua
knew the New Guinea.
Oh yeah,
New
Papua
Guinea is what
New
you're-
Guinea.
Papua New Guinea.
Papa said knock you out. All right. Well
Papua
done.
Where is
No,
it? Where is
Guinea.
Equator?
I'm
What'd you say?
Equatorial Guinea.
Guinea? What'd you say?
Editorial Guinea is what I said. Yes.
Where's that even at?
Guinea. You can look it up
It is
now.
on the eastern. I'm sorry, the western coast of Central Africa.
I'm looking at it
Oh,
here.
okay. So it's not okay.
Would you like to hear their
That's
anthem?
probably the
I
reason
do.
why.
Here, listen to this.
I don't know a lot of.
Do you
Go
want,
ahead.
Brian? Do you want to hear their anthem? Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I just found it. Here it is. My experience has been that all anthems are kind of the same.
Kind of.
You know,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's just they're not really doing much. Nobody's got like rap or a hip hop version of their anthem, or it's all just.
Right.
It's all the same. Anyway, I feel pretty good about my win, but I feel bad
pretty
for
good.
Tom because Tom, you lost. Yeah, how do you feel about your choices today? How do you feel?
Sorry, Brian. I was trying to get into Scott's head, and it apparently backfired.
I think you got into my head, but then it traveled from my head to Brian's head, and there's a place in Utah where we ski called Brian's Head. All right, thanks everybody. Well done, Dunaway. You fended him off for yet another day, but that prize package will only grow, so not a problem. Wednesday we'll make up for it. Today, you and I, 3:30 Mountain Time, Brian Dunaway and I do a little show called The Boop Show. We talk about cool indie games and smaller projects no one's heard of. Sometimes you have. But we're going to do that today at 3:30.
I mean, I can't speak for everybody. I mean, maybe you heard of it.
Yeah, and I got a couple of really rad ones to discuss, and I know Brian always
I
brings the
got
heat.
one off the Switch for like $1.25.
Whoa, you're going to have, is it still on sale? So when you tell people about it today, they can still get the deal?
I can't tell you that.
Great.
Last week when I purchased it, it was $1.25 for Lumo.
Okay.
Lumo.
Oh, Lumo. Yeah. I saw that on there. All right, well, I'm curious about it. We'll learn all about that and more today, 3:30 Mountain Time, if you want to watch live at frogpants.tv or on the podcast later. You can find that at frogpants.com/BOOP. Brian, have a great day.
Malkovich.
Malkovich. It's a good reminder we watch Being John Malkovich on Film Sack, and you should listen to that.
It's great stuff.
We had a really good time, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian.
Okay.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done as host, as always, of the game show.
Oh, thank you.
Babble
Thank
Royale.
you.
Now-
This is where I belong. Is just this game show.
You're really good at it.
Yeah.
I still say one day there will be a proper, regular, blown out, amazing Frog Pants game show of some sort. Brian as host that will just blow everyone's mind every time we do it. And we'll unlock it if you just get us there. Get us there, baby.
Still on it. It's still on our Patreon. You guys have the power. You got the power to get us there.
Oh, it'd be amazing. All right. Anyway,
would be.
now this. Time for the news, brought to you by
The Skim Show. It's coming up later today. Scott and Kim make a podcast and you listen. That's how it works. Check us out and let us know what you think. Details at frogpants.com/skim.
That's right. Today will be a big one because we got stuff to talk about. So check it out. All right. Hey, a couple of quick stories here before we take our break for some music. Baby Shark becomes YouTube's most watched video of all time.
Oof.
Finally. Brian, look.
I want to know how many of those times watching are just somebody putting it on repeat in an Apple store to irritate everybody and then running.
That's what I wondered too. Like, does it count every single, play? Are these millions of these views people who are just like, what is this stupid thing you keep playing? Oh, this? Okay.
I know Guantanamo's not a thing anymore, but isn't there some military base where they use this to make their make their prisoners talk?
Yeah,
just
like
keep playing this over and over.
Guantanamo Bay style, whatever. Something like that.
Exactly.
Well, Baby Shark did it, and it's an infuriatingly catchy children's rhyme, according to this article. And they say it was recorded by South Korean company Pink Fong. There's no frog.
No frog.
Has been the most watched video of all time. The video has now been played 7.04 billion times. That's nearly one play per human being on this planet. Wow. Yeah, think of that. Overtaking the previous record holder, Despicado, the Latin pop smash by singer Luis Fonsi.
Despacito
by Latin.
Despacito, da 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 dee da da dee da dee do, da da da. I can't remember lyricos, but you guys name Spanish speakos. Despacito.
Is that the song? I thought
Yeah,
it
that's the melody. It's not the lyrics, but that's the song.
I thought that Gundam thing was still there at the high level.
Now this one overtook that. I want to even say there was something that overtook Gangnam Style before Despacito, like a Sorry by Bieber or something like that.
Oh. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, Bieber.
Despicado.
Well,
You think
anyway.
it's the title, but it's not dough.
No. Well said. Played back to back. That means Baby Shark has been streamed continuously for 30,187 years. Think of that for a second.
If you put all of the baby sharks end to end, it would make a path of baby sharks that reach from here to the sun.
That is just nuts.
Yeah.
They stand to have made, Pink Fong that is, stand to have made $5.2 million from streams alone on YouTube. So they have made many millions.
Yes.
Although that seems like not a lot for 7 billion views, does it?
Right. Well, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, that's still a lot of money, but I don't know. It seems like it's maybe not commensurate with the view time, but whatever. Mm-hmm. It took 4 years for Baby Shark to ascend to the top of YouTube's most played chart. Baby Shark.
Do we have any sort of monetization on Chester Cheetah was a tiger? Do we have that? Is that something that we can
just pull up?
Make some 5 million?
Oh, you mean just have it happen? So that thing's got
a
a decent amount of views, but I want to say it's just in the 10 or 20,000 views or something.
Okay.
So
right,
I don't know. Probably not.
Let's get it up there, people. Go to your local Apple store, put it on all the computers on loop.
Yep. This is the answer to our needs.
But let's make sure we have monetization turned on for that one before we do that.
Exactly. It says here, let's see, the song's actually much older than that. My sister, Wendy, I think she talked about this. When she was young, she was in like girls' camps and stuff. So this is back in like the 80s. And they were singing this song in girls' camp.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Baby Shark is not new.
Baby Shark is not a new...
Nope. They just basically took it out of obscurity and turned it into this like, mega hit thing that no one thought was old, but it's old.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
All right.
nuts. So
I want to hear an old harpsichord version of Baby Shark.
Oh, I'd love it if it was that old, right? Like something from like 1700s or whatever. The
Played on a pipe organ.
Yeah. The plague has come. Let us soothe ourselves by singing a round of Baby Shark. What do you say?
Bard, do regale us with another version of Baby Shark, please.
Come in here, please.
Come hither, Bard.
My kingdom needs a salve of sorts, and perhaps your playing of Baby Shark will do it. I love it. Anyway, well done to them. So here it is right here. It says it is thought to have originated, and I can confirm that because of people I know, in the U.S. summer camps in the 1970s. One theory is that it was invented in 1975 as Spielberg's Jaws just became a box office smash around the world. There's a huge number of variations on the basic premise, including one version where a surfer loses an arm to the shark and another where the protagonist dies. There are international versions, including the French Bébé Requin and the German Kleiner Heil, which is Little Shark.
Bigger boat, doot, 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 doot. Bigger boat, doot, 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 doot.
We'll need a bigger boat, doot, 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 doot. Doot, doot, doot.
Quinn's drunk again, doot, 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 doot. Quinn's drunk again, doot, 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 doot. Tell us about the boat, doot, 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 that he was on.
Do we have tanks full of gas we can blow up? All right, I'm all out of it.
By the electrical cord, doot, 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 doot. Electrical cord, doot, 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 doot. Billy, get out of the water, doot, 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 doot.
Killing me. All right. Anyway, there's that. I got one more story for you.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. A man finds a drink in a landfill, brought it home, and drank it. What grossed Scott out the most? All right. A man he found a 5-liter canister of what was presumed to be alcohol. Obviously, I would assume so. Brought the drink home to his wife last week in the Verkhnedvinsky district of Russia. It's a wasted drink. I bring it home. We drink it. The drink reportedly smelled like alcohol.
I was going to drive to liquor store, but landfill was closer.
Nobody
Too
claims
much
it. I
hassle.
think it's too much hassle to go all the way in town to get to. The drink reportedly smelled like alcohol. The couple thought it would be fine to drink. Following day, however, they began to feel ill, and their son called to have them taken to the hospital. After being at the hospital for one day, the couple died. Jeez!
Wow.
Don't be drinking your dump drinks. Don't do it.
Yeah. Who? I mean, really, who could have expected that somebody drinking something they found in a landfill would cause them pain?
Yeah, or death in this case.
Cause them death, yes.
An investigational group has taken the unknown substance for testing to see what caused the death of the 60-year-old couple. Relatives of the deceased are also being questioned. So there you go.
But we don't know? We don't know what it was?
Nope, we still don't
know
know.
what it was.
They're testing it. Those Russians, they like to take their time and be really accurate and thorough with their reporting. They'll be very careful with that, I'm sure. I will mention this since
Russia, landfill kills you.
I'm going to mention this because it's old news now, but Kanye West officially conceded the election.
Did he? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's done.
Wow, that's what a surprise.
He did it in 3 words. He basically said, well, here is his 3 words, all in caps. Welp, ... Kanye 2024. Which,
okay.
Yeah, good luck.
Maybe he'll be stronger then.
It looks like here, this is interesting. He'd never had a chance to win the election, obviously, but he picked up more than 10,000 votes in Tennessee alone and at least 60,000 votes across the country. So 60,000 people voted for Kanye West. Well done, Kanye.
There you go.
I don't know how that makes me feel, but I have some feelings and I can't describe them. I don't know what they mean. All right,
Those people obviously thought that the country would be in far better hands.
Yep. And were they ever wrong?
That's right.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, time with Bill. We're going to talk about making stuff. Love doing that with him. And after that, our friend Steven Schleicher will be here. We have Mandalorian things to discuss. I have a very funny story about that. So that's all coming up after the break.
Cool.
But before that, Brian Ibbett is going to play a song.
Yeah, New York City is where we're going today. Formed in 2005, a band called Black Suit Youth is a rocking classic punk indie rock 4-piece outfit that has an LP they released in 2010, Meet Me in Death Valley, which got them gigs with Story of the Year, Alien Ant Farm, The Undead, and more. Excuse me. They re-released the album on vinyl in 2016. Or I'm sorry, a couple of years later. And then in 2016, they signed with 59X Records and released their follow-up LP, which saw them take a little bit of a new direction. They've got a brand new album coming out in the beginning of 2021. And this is the lead-off track to it. It goes with my complaint that we just don't have enough protest songs right now. These guys are very kind of taking a very Midnight Oil approach to this, and I really, really dig this. Here's a song called The World Is Almost Over from the upcoming album of the same name from Black Suit Youth.
We have decided to bury you betwixt my two favorite vaginas.
The snowflake tastes like fish sticks.
This is the morning stream. We're doing it for Kowalski.
And we're back, everyone. Welcome back to the program. Yeah, live listeners, we're not playing music live anymore. Some of you
not anymore.
were not aware.
You know why. You know who's responsible for that.
Yeah, the lawyers at Twitch got all over me. They came to my house, served me. They served me. All right, we're gonna.
They had your papers that you've been served.
Yeah, you've been served. They said, and they were in purple uniform, purple suits, purple ties.
Oh,
Twitch. Yeah, they dyed hair like ninja.
Worst.
Yeah, ninja dyed hair. It was great. Okay, well, knowing what we know now, we can only move forward, never backwards. And
how come we can play the Equatorial Guinea national anthem, but we can't play any music?
Well, I don't know if that stuff's. I don't know. How do national anthems are what?
They're
are they
public domain?
Are they?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what if you did? Okay, let's say Beyonce came out tomorrow and said, "I'm doing a version of it, and it's mine on my album." If we played that, we'd be in trouble because she did an arrangement that is now
interesting.
I don't know how that works.
Correct, because of the mechanical rights. Yes.
I don't know how that works. Oh, is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Mechanical rights?
The mechanical rights. The actual performance of the song can be licensed, even though the song itself
I played
can't.
guitar for the mechanical rights in the 80s.
The mechanical licenses. That is a great name for a band, by the way.
Yeah, I like it. Somebody can
Billy
take
and the mechanical licenses.
Yeah, why not? Why not indeed? All right, Punish Props on deck. Bringing them in. Talking stuff, talking shop. That'll happen right after I push this here button right here.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
Bill Duran joins us from the Pacific Northwest and the home of Punish Props and punishprops.com, where he is always running around making cool stuff and is here to give his advice and his ideas to those fledgling makers at home, like he always does on Mondays. Hi, Bill. Welcome.
Hello. Good morning, friends.
Good morning.
And good morning to you, too.
What did you bring with you this fine day that you've been working so hard on for the last... Oh, I said hard on. So very working... No, that was the right word. It's just people take it wrong. So I'll just say working so hard on for the last 7 days.
Yeah. So last week I was showing off my Vasha Stampede revolver that I made.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to talk about the painted metallic finish that I use for that.
Ooh.
So, you'll see a real gun, like a revolver, and it's all metal, obviously, and it's been polished and shined to a shiny chrome finish, right?
Yeah.
That perfectly reflective chrome finish is kind of a holy grail finish for props, and it can be very difficult to make a fake chrome finish. You can just get your prop chromed. Like, actually send it to a specialist to have it chromed. That would be, like, the real way to do it. And I've done that before. I have a friend in LA who knows a guy who does really good chrome finishing. So I'll mail pieces to him, and he'll go get it chromed, and then I'll get it mailed back. And then I will pay whatever it costs to get it done. It's not cheap, I'll tell you that much.
What can you expect to pay to have something chromed?
It's tricky, and I know a guy who sends it to a dude, and they don't have a website you can go to get quotes or anything.
Ooh, under the table stuff. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, it's. I have a feeling they don't the Chrome guy doesn't want to be inundated with people going, so how much for this? And so how much for this? You know what I mean? And whenever I've had it done, it's always been like, well, I'll send it, and then when my stuff's done, I'll just pay whatever it costs. So like the blaster that I got chromed was a couple $100. It's not cheap.
That's not as high as I thought maybe you were going to say. I remember my dad, he ran a car auction service thing for a while where he'd go to auctions and buy cars and bring them home and then fix them up and resell them. And he did that with some of the cars where he had to have stuff chromed, like bumpers and stuff. And I remember that being his biggest like money complaint. He would just about that. Like it was the worst thing. So I assumed it was probably pretty expensive, but you have other ways. Like in this video, which we're watching again right now, you chrome the hell out of this plastic and you'd never know.
Right. So you can try and do a DIY real chrome at home sort of thing. Also, you need special equipment, chemicals, and everything. It's not terribly cheap, but it's also very technically challenging. And I've never tried it myself. There are videos on YouTube showing how to do a real chrome finish. And I may try that someday. But until that day, or until I decide to spend a lot more money to get stuff really chromed, you can get pretty close with just paint. You can get pretty close. I want to be clear. It's pretty close. Not the same.
Okay.
And anyone telling you that they have a magic paint that will give you a perfect chrome finish with they're trying to sell you something. They're trying to sell you paint. And that paint is also not cheap.
Yeah, but the goal here is what? Shiny? I mean, just like good reflective looking.
Yeah.
And so even if it's not perfect, if you're getting at least a good like reflective shine on something, it's enough for what you're doing here, right?
Right. So, for example, the finish on my Bash the Stampede gun, unless you pick it up, from a few feet away, you'd probably be convinced that it's metal.
Yeah.
It's pretty convincing. And the way I do it generally comes down to surface preparation, especially with a 3D print. Any of the layer lines that you've left like in the finish will give away that it is not a chromed piece of metal. So you gotta sand all those lines away. And then you want to sand it to a really clean, shiny surface. That means priming it, sanding it, going through all the grits, going up. I did my bash gun to 800 grit, and honestly, I could have gone higher. Probably should have gone higher, like up to like 2,000 maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, you can sand and polish a piece of plastic until it is perfectly shiny and smooth. The shinier and smoother, the better. And then the next step is to paint everything a super glossy black. Before you put on your metal coat, you want to put on a layer of black. I have a couple of different paints I like for this. I use All Clad a lot. It's a brand of paints, and they have their own gloss black base coat. But this is where like practice really comes in. If you try to do a glossy chrome finish and you don't get it right on your first try, don't worry. I've done dozens of these and I'm still working on my technique. The glossy black, you got to spray on like a dust coat. And also I use an airbrush for this. I'm sure it's possible with rattle cans, but I prefer to use my airbrush. You put on a light dust coat of black, kind of just hit the whole surface, let it dry for like 10 minutes, and then you put on a really wet coat. You put on just enough, like a lot of paint, so that it's really glossy and thick, but not so much that it starts to sag and drip. As soon as it'll fill in the details. As soon as it starts to sag a little bit, you're hosed. That's it. You just gotta let it dry, and then you can sand that lumpy bit off, and then paint it again.
Paint it again, yeah. I was gonna say you don't have to throw it away, I guess, but you have to kind of start over a little bit. There.
And the real annoying thing is that you have to let it dry before you can sand it. So you just put on a ton of paint. You gotta let it dry for like 2 days, and then you can start over.
Wow.
Can you not like rag it down or something and then do it, or hurry up the process, or no?
You could try and like use paint stripper to strip it down, but it's gonna be a little bit sticky. It's gonna have a little bit left on it that you're still just gonna have to let dry before you can sand it again.
Yeah.
And that's where the practice comes in. And also, by the way, like doing paint tests at this stage is super useful. So grab a spoon, like people like to use plastic spoons to like do paint tests on, or a scrap piece of a model or something that you can do paint tests on. And practice how you apply the paint, get comfortable with your airbrush. But yeah, the goal is to get a very smooth, glossy black finish, and then you can put on your metallic paint. And there are some good chrome paints out there. Like I said, there are some rattle can paints out there that seem like they're okay. The thing I've run into with some of those is that they take forever to dry, and they don't dry to a very durable consistency.
Yeah, exactly. Like you move it on a board or something, and all of a sudden you've got a big scratch down the middle of the painted piece. Yeah.
5 days after painting it, you touch it and it puts a thumbprint in it. And once you put a thumbprint in your chrome finish, it's ruined. Like there's no coming back.
Oh, that's a bummer. Thumbprints.
So
yeah, I could see that being bad.
It almost sounds like it'd be easier just to use metal.
Right. Just make the whole thing out of metal.
Yeah. Forge it with all your metal forging equipment that you've got.
Right, exactly. Yes.
So the paints. There's a handful of paints that I like for the metallic finish. For the Vash gun, I used a chrome paint called Spaz Sticks. It turned out really well.
Spaz Sticks?
SPAZ STIX.
I love that.
Okay.
That's
awesome. That seems like.
Yeah.
They have a mirror chrome paint that's really good, and I gotta be honest, I really like the smell. Probably shouldn't like the smell, but it smells great.
Huffing on your own work, are we? We're getting high on your own supply, are we?
I do work at a paint booth.
Got a new idea for a website for punished props called Tie Dyed.
I mentioned the brand Allclad. They have a bunch of different colors of chrome. They have a polished aluminum that I really like. They have a polished brass that's really good, and then just a straight up chrome, which is called chrome. There's also a company called Molotov that makes a chrome paint that is very chrome, very shiny, but I found that it takes forever and a day to dry.
Why are they naming companies like Spaz Sticks and Molotov? I mean, are there not better names that they could come up with?
Well, if you get the right combination of paint, you'd have a Molotov cocktail, and that works.
There you
well.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. See.
And then you can also just rub graphite powder on your glossy black paint, and it will make it look all shiny. It's actually really magical.
Something you just said reminded me that putting that base black under there. And then building on top of it with lighter colors is not all that different than some Photoshop techniques that I use and that others use to create base tone that I then paint on top of, sometimes having that black under there. Or the opposite is true. If I put a coat of white under something and use darker tones, I get this like happy space of color management. And it's interesting that even just in that example is really not that different than what you're doing.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm doing that with the minis too. Like the Ultron I just did has a black base underneath it, and then dry brushed chrome paint on top of that to make it.
It's amazing how leaving a little bit of that black showing actually makes it look more metallic. Yeah, it helps sell it a lot more.
It's very cool.
With gold, if you're going to spray it out a gold chrome, I've been told, I haven't tried this myself, but I've been told that putting down a glossy red finish will help warm it up a bit and help get you a really good gold tone. The last step, of course, is to protect this finish. Now, a lot of these chrome paints are not very durable. The problem is when you go ahead and just spray some clear coat on top of it, it tends to dull the finish. Some clear coats I've put on a glossy, shiny surface, and then after the gloss dries, it just looks gray. It just ruins it. Like you go through all that work to sand it, and the finish is just gray. So I like Allclad has a clear coat called Aqua Gloss. Again, you got to spray this out of your airbrush, but I like that a lot. It does a pretty good job protecting the finish without dulling it too much.
Is it still something you'd worry though if you took it to a Comic-Con or something and it just
it'll rub off eventually. And you can touch it up a bit, like you could just mask it off and hit it with that chrome again. In fact, you can spray the chrome paint over the clear gloss and kind of bring back a little more of that shine. And now that is going to wear off, but only in a couple of spots. And it'll wear down to the clear finish. So it's not going to wear back down to plastic or primer or anything like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there's a lot you can do, and like I said, it's not going to get you a perfectly real chrome finish, but it'll get you pretty close. It'll definitely look good on camera, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, which is, well, it does right now. I'm looking at the video again, and it just looks like you're working with metal. Like
right, by the time it's all dried, and especially when you add a little bit of weathering, like some I use oil paints to weather the Vash gun, and there's something about that making it not look perfectly mirrored, like there's a little bit of warmth in there, and a little bit of grime in the crevices and everything. Something about that helps sell it as metal even more.
I agree. It's a little more brushed metal, not chrome in the traditional sense of chrome, which is just pure reflection. Do you ever worry? This is just something I just noticed. So this gun is clearly from it's derived from a fantasy. It's from an anime, right? So it's not like this is based on a real gun. But when it's all cocked and laying there, it looks like a gun, like
sure does.
A real gun. And so I'm curious, have you ever gone like, I got to run out to the store and carry this in there with me, and it just looks like a big ass gun? Like, have you ever done that? Or
you're not walking into a Walmart with this thing.
Absolutely not. No. In fact, if I have to travel with it, it goes in a bag. It doesn't sit on my dashboard when I'm driving around.
Drag it onto the plane with you.
And have you ever had anybody look at it at a TSA or a cop pulling you over or anything and just say, "What's this?"
I haven't been pulled over in a very long time, so that hasn't been a problem. But if I was gonna fly with this thing, it would go in my checked luggage. I would not carry this on the plane. That would definitely get turned down.
Yeah.
I'm super paranoid about that stuff too. I was in New York City in I think it was 2013. I have a Mass Effect costume on, and I have a gun for that. It doesn't look like a real gun, but it looks gun shaped. So walking around New York City, I had my friend carry it in her bag. It wasn't on me at all. I was running around in armor. I was actually have a photo of myself in Times Square wearing my Mass Effect armor, which is pretty fabulous.
Is it the N17 or the N7 pistol thing? Is that the one?
Yeah, that. Oh no, it's not that one. It was the Paladin.
Oh, that one looks more like a real gun too. Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks like I came from space.
Right.
Still one of my favorite.
So I'm
things
super careful with that stuff. I don't want anyone to ever feel uncomfortable.
I like to have both your Rainer gun and this gun near me at all times, just in case.
Nice.
Clobber somebody with some resin, Beat the schmear out of them. Anyway.
Who are you? Get out of my office, or I'll pretend to shoot you.
Hey, you should be excited.
I don't have one of those Jim Raynor guns. I don't have one.
I know and I know you don't love your early designs, but I cherish this thing because
you should. There's only 3 of them, and I don't even have one. The Penny Arcade guys got one. Yeah. Someone won one at Nerdtacular, and then you got one.
Then I got one, and I will cherish it always, as I will this one. And this reminds me, I guess you probably saw the news, but they're doing a remaster trilogy thing. You're probably pretty excited about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I hope it's good, because my memory is 1's a little janky, 2 is amazing, and 3 has story issues. But can they make all 3 feel consistent and not like they're 3 separate games again and make it one big giant thing? I don't know.
I'm optimistic.
I'm optimistic as well. As I am about all things Punish Props. If you guys want to check it out, make sure you go there, punishprops.com. In the meantime, you probably have a little bonus link for us this week. What do you got?
I do. I don't have a link. This is a show that I've been watching on HBO Max. So if you want to find it, that's where you can go to look for it. The Great Pottery Throwdown. It's everything that the Great British Baking Show is, which I also love and am also watching, except it is pottery. And I've learned a lot about pottery. It's been very exciting. And it's been really fun and charming to watch. Everyone cries at the end of every episode when someone has to leave. They're all friendly and nice. And they make really interesting stuff. And the challenges they're given are pretty cool.
How many times an episode does somebody throw clay down on a wheel and then it looks like it's going great, but then the thing goes off to the side?
At least once.
Okay.
At least once an episode.
Right. Yeah. Do they play Unchained Melody in the background of every episode?
They haven't yet. Maybe they're waiting for the finale. I don't know.
Yeah.
And is soggy bottom still an issue with pottery? If it's not baked correctly.
You're right. Yeah, we need to make sure that we have a good bake with pottery and with cakes.
That's right. Not a lovely sponge anymore, though. Let's stop making that.
No one eats anything.
I'm gonna watch that. I'm in. Me and my daughter will love what you're describing, so we're in.
It's awesome. It is super chill. It's really, really great.
Oh, good. Well, a good recommendation from Bill. As always, go check him out, punishprops.com, the YouTube channel, and as well, follow him on Twitter, Chinbeard. Bill, have a great week. We'll see you next time.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Hold on. There we go. All right. Steven Schleicher on his way in here. Oh, wait. I always forget he's not under Steven. I got to stop doing that. How long have we been doing this? Jeez.
Once a week.
All right. Bringing him in, doing our thing, talking to him.
Steven.
Mr. Schleicher, as you are known in most circles. How are you today? How are you?
Oh, I'm good, Scott. Hello, Brian.
Hello.
Hey, how are you feeling? You feeling better?
Oh, yes. Much better today.
We're going to call you at what percentage? What's your percentage?
Probably 95%.
Oh,
Okay.
That's good. That's a good percentage.
Yeah. I'm going to go start exercising again on Wednesday.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm happy to hit 95% when I'm healthy.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good number. So congratulations. You've reached it. Well done.
Yeah.
And
A little lingering cough, but that's not that big of a deal.
Sure. The little one over here, the baby has a bit of a fever today.
Uh-oh.
And we think it's his teeth. His molars are coming in.
Yeah, just stick your fingers in the back there and let him bite down.
Yeah. That'll work. So we got him these awesome Nintendo themed toys. They're chew toys, but basically they look like a little Mario and a little Yoshi or whatever. One of them's an NES controller, but inside of them is like a gel that you freeze. So you put them in the freezer, and then he just gnaws on them, and they make his teeth stop hurting. So that's pretty good.
Yep.
Anyway, I wouldn't mind doing that myself. Steven's here, joins us on Mondays, talks about nerd stuff, anything to do with comics, that sort of thing. I had a quick question for you real quick before we move on to some Mandalorian talk, because that's kind of where we're headed today.
Yeah.
You put a review up on the site for a comic called
Moonshine.
And immediately when I saw that on Twitter, I went, oh my gosh, a comic that looks like I'm meant to read it.
Yeah.
Why am I not reading this comic? And
this takes place during Prohibition.
Yeah.
And it's about revenue men who go back up into the mountains to bust some stills up. And in the process of busting stills, I can't remember if the Moonshiners are werewolves or if there's just werewolves in the mountains. But at least the first arc is all about revenue men versus werewolves.
And have you read it? Do you like it?
Yeah, I've read the first couple of issues of it. I haven't gotten all the way up into issue 21, which is the most recent one. But it's pretty cool.
I want to get it.
It's probably, if you've got a Comixology Unlimited
I do.
account, it's probably already on Comixology, because this series has been out for almost 2.5, 3 years now.
Well, I know
this is from
Amazon.
Brian Azzarello, for people who are fans of Brian Azzarello's work.
Yeah, I love his stuff. And the Amazon has the first trade or volume for like $6 or something on Kindle or on Kindle or Comixology, and then 20 on hardback or whatever. So I know there's a ton of it out there. I just had never heard of it, and just why go to major spoilers, I guess, because you tell me about stuff I don't know about, which is great.
Oh yeah. Certainly check out stuff. I know a lot of people are always like Marvel, DC, but really there's so much good stuff going on at IDW Publishing. Image Comics is really the home for creator-owned stuff right now. So if people are looking for just really good creator-owned stuff, Image Comics is the place to go. IDW has a bunch of licensing stuff if you're into G.I. Joe and Transformers and My Little Pony and Back to the Future and Star Trek. And then Boom Studios has been doing a lot of, I would say, they have the Power Rangers stuff. So there's a new Power Ranger series that kicks off this week that a lot of people are very excited about. And they work with the Jim Henson Company. So if people are looking for that kind of stuff, like the Dark Crystal and what's the other one that they have? I forget. But they have that at Boom Studios. And then Dynamite has all the pulp, the Red Sonja and the Vampirilla kind of comics there that people can pick up. So go and look at those smaller publishers, because you're going to always find something that is definitely not always capes and tights, but you're going to find something interesting in all of those publishers.
That's why I like that stuff. I'm all about capes and cowls when I'm in the mood, but I really like me some indie, small, medium, whatever, weird licensed stuff. I like that stuff. A Transformers comic. People would think that sounds stupid. I like Transformers comics. They're great.
What they've got going on right now, they are crossing Transformers over with everything. So they just launched, and I think issue 2 is out in the next week or so, but Transformers meets Back to the Future. So
What?
there's a Transformer that's actually the DeLorean called Gigawatt is the character's name.
Really? Oh wow.
They've got I think it's up to the fourth or fifth issue now. Transformers meets My Little Pony. There's a little My Little Pony Transformer.
What?
Yeah, this is all Hasbro doing this stuff because it ties right in. Because you can now go out and you can get the Gigawatt Autobot Transformer, and you can go out and get the My Little Pony Transformer, and they've of course done Ghostbusters that way, and they've done G.I. Joe that way, and so they're just all over the place.
My favorite chat's going on about Power Rangers. I don't know if I've ever said this on the show, but my favorite thing about Power Rangers, and I don't know if they do it anymore, was just this weird assigning of racial stereotypes to the color of the what do you call it?
That was a while ago.
There was the Asian was the yellow one,
Mm-hmm.
the black one was the black one. Like, that is the most ridiculous thing.
Pink one was a woman.
Yeah.
Yep.
What were they doing? What were they doing? You dummies. It's so dumb. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We all watched Mandalorian. I don't think there's a lot to spoil here, but I if you don't want to hear us discussing the Mandalorian episode 2, then maybe.
Well, episode 1 first, or because
did we not talk about 1? I don't remember.
We did talk about 1, but I wanted to dive a little bit more into the backstory of Cobb Vanth because, and that's the Timothy Oliphant character.
Let's do that
from the very first episode. Which, Brian, I'm guessing you finally had a chance to watch that.
Oh, I'm all caught up with
Okay, cool.
Mandalorian. I was really excited to see a bunch of things in this most recent episode that I remember seeing in the Clone Wars animated series.
Yep, some of them definitely.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Is there a connection there? Didn't know. That's interesting.
So with and this is, I think, one of the reasons why you want to have Dave Filoni as one of your executive producers, because he basically knows everything that has to do with Star Wars. Next to what was the guy's name? Was it Chan, who was the guy that was in charge of the holocron at the Lucasfilm, where basically he was the person who knew everything. He was the keeper of the archive, essentially.
Oh, yeah.
But Dave Filoni is basically that same way.
Mm-hmm.
And when Disney bought Lucasfilm, one of the things that they did, which really angered a lot of people, is they basically said, hey, all that expanded universe stuff, no longer. All that stuff that you've loved over the years, gone. We're going to create a new expanded universe. So that's why when you look at Star Wars books and comics, especially all the stuff that Dark Horse was doing for almost 20 years, it's now part of that legendary Star Wars line. That stuff that is like, well, we acknowledge it, but it's not part of any kind of canon anymore. But Disney and Lucasfilm relaunched a bunch of expanded universe stuff that is part of continuity. And one of those was a 3-series book, 3-part book from Chuck Wendig, who wrote Walker, Scott. I don't know.
Yeah,
if you
I read it. I loved
Walker.
Walkers. Loved it. It was great. Yeah.
So he wrote 3 books called Aftermath. Star Wars Aftermath is lunch. But in Aftermath, they are telling characters like they tell stories of like that Greg Grunberg character from episode 7.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But in these books, they have these little interludes that tells the story of how Cobb Vanth got the Mandalorian armor, the Boba Fett armor. Spoiler alert for people. And it's quite a bit different than what we saw in the Mandalorian show.
Right.
But I don't think that the two fight with one another, because we have to remember that Vanth, when he's telling Mando where he got his armor, he's telling the story from his perspective. And if you go and read these Aftermath books, there's a whole backstory of how he actually has a shootout with this other guy over who is actually going to get this Boba Fett armor or not. And of course, it ends in Vanth's favor. And then it goes on to deal with him being the marshal of, I think it's called Freedom City or Freedom Town in the books. And then later it reverts back to its old name that we hear in the Mandalorian series. But this is an example, and I think an ongoing example, that we're going to see them really diving deep into some of this expanded universe stuff and bringing it into Star Wars lore. We already saw that with what's his name, the blue skin guy.
Oh,
from
right. From the old books.
Thrawn.
Thrawn. Yeah, the Thrawn stuff.
Yeah.
In Rebels. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that coming soon.
Let me ask you this though, like Well, first of all, I didn't know any of that. I didn't know the Oliphant character was was a known quantity before this. This is news to me. But what was I going to say about that? I had a thing to say about that. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I guess what I was going to say is good on them for making this accessible and seem fine without knowing that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know that at all. But there was nothing about that episode that left me scratching my head and going, now what's his origin? Now what? They've done a really good job of saying, hey, there's Esposito with this dark saber. If you've never even heard of that thing, then that's just a cool thing to see him walk out of a ship with. But if you know about it, it's even deeper. Like that's a really smart way to play to your fans, but also not overplay to your fans. You know what I mean?
And they did that. They did that again this week in episode 2. Because the spider monsters that are running all over the place were actually part of a concept painting that was done for Empire Strikes Back, where those spiders were supposed to be on Dagobah.
Yeah.
And so they just are like, well, here's this really cool design. Let's use it in the TV show.
It's really cool seeing that original artwork because it looks just like the stuff they show at the end of Mandalorian. It's like the style that painted Ralph McQuarrie quality.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. And
look at this. I had not seen this. Though there they are.
That's what I wanted. I didn't want to say anything about the spider monsters, but since you brought them up, that's what I remember from Clone Wars. And
this is from Empire Strikes Back.
It's not plot exactly. It's not plot detail. It's just those things.
Yeah, my wife had a really hard time watching this episode. She squirmed in the corner of the chair.
Hated this. Yeah,
she did not like it.
There are 2 really cool cameos in episode 2 that many people may not be aware of. There are 2 Rebel pilots in this episode. One of them who you only get a really quick glance at, that's Dave Filoni. He gets to play one of the Rebel, I guess it's now the Alliance fighters or whatever that they're calling themselves. The second one is Appa from Kim's Convenience. So people who are not watching Kim's Convenience, first of all, stop what you're doing right now and go and binge all 3 or 4 seasons, which are currently on Netflix.
Yeah.
But Paul, and I forget how
I forget his last name too. Yeah.
He is
super cool.
He is a huge Star Wars fan. So much so that he has been doing his own costumes for years. He goes to conventions dressed up in the Star Wars gear. And for years, people, once we found out that he was a big fan, people like me say, hey, Lucasfilm, is there any way that you can get Appa into an episode of either Mandalorian or into the movies? And finally, everyone was treated this week where he got to play the other Rebel fighter.
Yeah, and he got a really nice speaking role, and it was really well done. And it's also, for those who didn't know, that wasn't his real accent on Kim's Convenience. It's a little bit of a shock to your system. He's raised in Canada. His parents are Korean. But he's got this really great delivery. I love that he has this role. You see it in a lot of TV shows and movies, kind of a trope, but this thing of, we didn't see this. We were never here. That whole vibe, he handles that really well. And the only thing they missed on, this is the only mistake they made, is when they turned around to leave, he should have said, okay, see you. He should have said that. If he had said that, then the Kim's Convenience people would have been really happy. But it also would have sounded weird. But anyway, that was awesome. Really cool cameo.
I've got a little question for you here, and again, not spoilery, but there's a scene in this most recent episode that takes place in what I'm guessing to be Beggar's Canyon.
Oh.
Is it?
Hold on, is that the one? Was it early? It's still on Tatooine.
The beginning scene, but I'm not going to say more than that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about on the bike and all
that? The scene that involves a rope.
I wonder if that is it? That's a great idea.
You hear so much about, because I think you see Womper Rats at the beginning.
Yeah, they skitter out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about that. I mean, that's cool. It wouldn't surprise me. This show's all about, like, if you don't know, it doesn't matter. But if you do know, it's like, oh, no way, they put that in there. And then it's a real deft thing they're doing. I love it. I mean, this is Star Wars to me now, this show. This is it. Like, I don't even care about the last trilogy that much. I love the old stuff, but it is what it is, and it stands on its own and whatever. But this is the future, and series like this In fact, there's a rumor floating around, Steven, that there's a Boba Fett series spinoff possibility happening.
That's what they've talked about. I don't know what the status of that is. Depending on how far they want to go, we could even see a Dr. Aphra series come out of this. That's Dr. Aphra is this comic book series over at Marvel, which is pretty cool and has a big following. So we could see pretty much anything at this point.
You could see the Boba Fett thing spinning out of this. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
Whatever they're going to do this season with that actor toward the end of episode 1, which is kind of a spoiler, but anyway, maybe they've got plans for that, and I'm all in. I'm all in. This is what I want.
Yeah.
I don't even need the Force. Don't give me the Force. I don't care. Just
that's fine if we don't see it. I mean,
no, guys with blasters.
The child kind of exhibits some of that sometimes, but usually it's to get a snack. Apparently, in this episode.
Yeah, it is, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh, and another thing that fans may not know, and if you didn't notice, it doesn't matter, but all of those eggs in that container. George Lucas testicles. Those are all his testicles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I knew he had like 4 or 5. I didn't know he had that many.
Well, some of that may have been CGI replication, but there's at least 6 of those are his. At least 6 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he still has the other 8, so he can still procreate and stuff, but 6 of them.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
If people want to follow Appa Paul Sung Twang Lee, you can follow him at Bitter Asian Dude on Twitter.
Yeah.
He also has a fantastic YouTube channel where he talks about building some of this stuff, and he does a bunch of unboxing stuff as well, so you can go follow him.
Yeah, he's a huge nerd. He's like our age, and he's just what a cool dream come true for that guy. I think that's so great. And also Kim's Convenience is a must watch. It's a heart-rending, awesome show. Well, more great coverage like this at majorspoilers.com.
I'm sorry, no, that's majorspoilers.totallandscaping.com.
Oh, yeah, Total Landscaping. Find them in Philadelphia in the... If I was saying on Twitter today, and I really mean this when I say it, if they did a reality show based around the people and the day-to-day at that place that's making all these stories this week, I would watch that show. And I mean that unsarcastically and wholeheartedly. I would totally watch it because I just love that concept. But man, what a story. That thing just keeps on giving. Every other day it's like, oh, here's this other thing we didn't know. That guy's a sex offender that they had at the podium. Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Well, there's this other weird thing that happened. I just love that. The 4 Seasons thing is the story that just doesn't
I love
stop.
that, yeah.
Stephen, it's always a pleasure. Anything else you want to mention before we go?
I think watch some Star Wars and stay hydrated.
That's a good idea. Stephen Schleicher, everybody. Major Spoilers on Twitter. We'll see you later. All right. Brian, you ready for a Monday morning mashup?
Hell, yes, I am.
Then here it is.
We read it now. Okay.
Oh, shit. I thought we agreed we wouldn't be naked anymore, but okay.
Yeah, it's a special day.
Wieners out, everybody.
Wieners out.
Like NORAD message things and all
Emergency alert. Emergency alert.
Stay where you are. Yeah, there's a lot of...
Whiskey, Tango, Foxtrot, Rick, Astley, 5, Niner.
Rick
Never going to give you up. I'd like to think that the cow is the natural predator for the giant bull python.
Here we see a wild cow in the Northern Territory.
Do you have any underwear, Scott, that would qualify as creepy underwear?
No. I mean, I've got some that
I have underwear that creeps.
I have some that are creeping up.
Yeah.
Get it? Because they're creeping up my butt.
I made the joke like half a second before you did.
Oh, shoot. But that was a very fast
Let's look at the tape.
light.
Let's look at the tape.
Look how fast that on-air light came today. It was a quick one.
Larry and the Legend of the Creepy Underwear by Gary Glitter.
I mean, maybe it's
Page 1. You're making the best 5 out of the 2 that you're given, plus the river, the flop, and the schmangy. The turn. The river, the flop, the turn, and the river.
No, please change it to schmangy. That's great.
The schmangy. The schmangy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
She's awesome. Forgot her name.
Mackenzie
Durringham.
Yeah, Mackenzie Durringham.
Yep,
yes.
She's the one.
There's the ball. Oh, where'd the ball go? Oh, there's the ball. Where'd the ball go? I'm hitting the Y. Wait, why am I jumping?
If you like a game with a really long, slow burn.
Well, that game's got quite the slong.
I'm probably the tip guy that starts with the tip and then works his way in. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm Yeah, jeez. Yeah,
I'm one of those guys. I literally just said the words. I'm one of those guys that starts with the tip and works his way in. That's terrible. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that at all. But that's how it came out. We have new background music. You notice that?
Music. Listen to that.
Yeah,
wow.
It's a riff on some Overwatch business there. So very nice, Jamie. Very
cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
All right. Well, Brian, we've come to the end. This is the end, my friend.
Yeah.
The only
This is the end.
This is the end, my only friend. Do you have anything else going on today you wanted to mention?
No, this is kind of my light and easy work day. Getting ready to get our first episode of the new season of Soundography out. So Hammond and I are going to be getting the new season started publishing. We're 3 or 4 episodes finished recording, but Hammond, he likes to get in there and edit and take out
he's into
eeps
it.
and ers and uhs, and
he does a really good job too.
He does a great job.
Yeah.
So new Soundography coming soon, and other than that, just a nice Monday. Let's have a nice week, Scott. Shall we have a nice week? Let's have a nice week.
Hands up, everyone, if you agree. RT, if you agree. Retweet it.
Asking for a friend.
All right, well done. I agree. And also, hey, go check us out at patreon.com/TMS. That's where you support us. You can find us at frogpants.com/TMS. And as we get closer to the end of the week, I'll remind people that next week there are no TMSs. I'll be out of town for 7 days, and will not be here as a result. But that doesn't mean that you won't get some stuff on the front and back of that. There'll be some film sack in there. There'll be a little TWBD when I get home. All sorts of stuff still happening. Just no TMS in the middle of the week because Kim has had enough, and we've rented a small place out in the middle of nowhere. And unless we just had major, like I was talking at the top of the show, we have a major, freak out here about cases. So unless something changes during the week about travel, we're still planning on it because it's just a 4-hour drive and we don't have to talk to anybody. So we'll see. I don't know. If it changes, we'll let you know. But that's the plan right now. Check us out and let us know what you think over at the site, frogpants.com/TMS. Send us your emails, themorningstream@gmail.com. That is it. Let's get out. Brian, tell us a song. Sing a song. No, play a song.
I will tell you a song.
Okay, tell me a song.
This one didn't have a birthday or anything requested today, so we're going into the Any Day is Fine archives. This one comes to us from Alec, who requested it last month. Hey, yes, South and Bound. I don't have a specific day for this, but I was hoping you could find some non-birthday, non-special event day to play a cover of one of my favorite Canadian folk songs. No, I'm not Canadian. I'm from Jersey. That's it. I'll just go get on my scooter, get a tender crisp bacon cheddar ranch, let the ship's test the ship's phasers a couple times, and hope people can definitely see why I like this song.
I can definitely see why you like it. Let's test the ship's phasers.
There, you get 2.
Well done.
Yeah.
Frozen Yo-Yo, signed Alec.
Nice.
This is one we've played before, but it's been years, and I love how this one kind of begins all folky, but then gets really, really heavy and rocking. This is so good. This is a band called Unleash the Archers with a Canadian song called Northwest Passage, originally done by Stan Rogers. This one came out on their album, their single of the same name. Here is Unleash the Archers and Northwest Passage.
See you tomorrow. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I like the too.
Whoa. Whoa.